interview you guys. Just going to start off really quick. Has it always been you two in the band, or did you start off with a bigger project?
Well, it started off first back in 1985 with our older brother. 1987 I came along, and 1989 Nick came along. And that's really where it started.
The original order of birth.
Yeah.
Mark, Steve, Nick.
But unfortunately our older brother doesn't play any instruments, though he introduced us to a lot of the music that we love. So I guess he sort of is the ghost member of the band, if you think about it. But when we started the actual playing of the instruments, it was Nick and I, and we had a couple of other buddies that would play with us, and
We had bass players, other
various
guitar players.
saxophone players, and
Yep.
various other musicians always join in, you know, at different times. But lately, for the past few years, we've been just rocking the brotherhood of
Power duo.
the power duo, and rocking it that way and making a lot of noise and cranking it up and stomping it out.
We have a lot of guests.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for to invite our buddies or invite whoever wants to come up on stage, or
Uninvited guests.
people that aren't invited, they like to get on stage too. And
Break dancers.
harmonica players, flutists,
Spoons.
a spoon man.
We played the Spoon Man with the Spoon Man.
It happened, and people just like to get on stage with us because they see there's only two of us, and they figure we must need another member, and take it upon themselves to hop on up.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to come on down, just, it's all right with us, but we're gonna put you to work. We're not gonna pay you, but we're gonna put you to work.
So going back to the stomping and all the noise you make and being two people, when we just saw you at the show gave you, it's like, how are you guys so loud? It's two of you up there, it sounds like.
Well, there's a secret trick is you have to crank it up to 11. There's 10, and then there's 11. But basically,
live on 11.
Yeah. You have to live your entire life on 11 and not stop, and drink a lot of espresso, and have big feet. Right? The technical side of it is that Nick just hits the drums really hard, and I crank up the guitar really loud, and I also use a bass amp. So that's part of it, is I supply the low end through my guitar. I also use a baritone guitar. It's a custom instrument that I made myself, and it's a Balkun baritone guitar, so it has heavier strings and a lot more low end.
Takes a good beating.
Yeah, it does. And there's a lot of low end coming out of this guitar, and just the way that I play with my fingers. And we actually do have a bass player, and we call him Thumbone. And so Thumbone gets a thumbone, and he starts going.
Give him a little thumb bone.
Yeah, he starts going. And that's basically what's going on for the bass.
More bass drum.
And yeah, Nick.
Additional toms. Big sticks.
And just crank it. Just crank it and let it rip.
Yeah. So I was just going to ask, who inspires your sounds?
Well, those are two of them, our inspirations.
Frank, Peppy.
Pepe's Pizza, and Mozart, and
Michael Jackson.
yeah, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. But basically, all the good rock and roll, all the good rock and roll. The Doors, Led Zeppelin,
Foo Fighters, Nirvana,
Chili
Primus,
Peppers,
Fishbone.
And stuff like that. But we're also, I'm also really heavily into the old blues stuff, and Nick likes some good John Lee Hooker and
Alan Wolf,
and Muddy Waters and all that good stuff.
Tupac.
Yeah, definitely the hip hop stuff. We like it all. James Brown, any of the good stuff. But if there's somebody that's taking it, whatever genre it is, if it's classical or country or anything, if they're taking it to an edge and pushing that edge, and if they go beyond the edge, then they're great. That's the stuff we like to get into and try to check out.
I mean, so what's your favorite venue you played last year? the absolute best, for whatever reason. 2017 best match.
2017.
All right, so we played in Paris. That's a place called the Panici Antipodi. It's a giant boat
Giant boat
on a canal
in the middle of Paris.
Yeah,
That was pretty great.
and it was our biggest headlining show in Paris, and the place was packed. I had a bunch of friends there, which is pretty bizarre that we have like a bunch of friends in France now.
Shout out to our friends in Paris.
And
Paris, mon ami.
we played for like 3.5 hours straight or something, and it was a
It was a
sweaty one.
sweaty one for sure. Yeah, sweaty, but people were getting down and having a great time. The
I think
boat
that was up
rocking.
there. That was definitely up there. But
And-
then we played at the
Germany.
Cultura Riedberg in Germany.
Rockfest.
Yeah, it was a sold out rock fest, which is rare to come by these days. Rock and roll.
But the Germans, they love to rock and roll and they know how to do it. And so we got there and we felt right at home.
We weren't supposed to have an encore, and they refused to stop chanting USA, and we had to play an encore, and it
Well,
was
they were-
fantastic
Yeah, chanting Balkun Brothers and USA for some
Yeah.
reason, I don't know.
because we're from the United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah. So my question was, well, I have one for you personally. I saw in one of the bios that I was reading that your nickname is the Hammer. What is that?
Hammer.
Le Hammer. Professor Hammer,
Oh,
as they say
God.
in France.
Well, that came from, I was captain of the football team in high school, and I used to hit with my head, so they used to call me the Hammer. And that has, traversed into my drumming, which is extra hard, and that's where it came from, the Hammer.
We had our own ideas. None of them are that.
Nick had this thing with MC Hammer.
Yeah. I used to do a lot of
He likes
breakdancing.
parachute pants. And
Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be. But the original was Northwest Catholic football.
getting too many concussions.
Too many concussions.
My other question was, so if you guys were stuck on an island and you could only have 3 albums with you, what would you bring?
The island question.
Hmm
I'd try to hook up a coconut to the record player and see what happens. Because all my records would probably be
Jimi Hendrix.
yeah, some Chili Peppers.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Um,
Or One Hot Minute. I could go either way.
yeah, those both. I mean, any yeah.
Band of Gypsies or
Band of Gypsies. And man, there's so many that I've listened to so many times. But Band of Gypsies I've probably listened to as a record that was in my car for like years. And there's only like 6 songs on it, the original one, and so it just keeps going and going. What would be the third? Let's see. There's so many.
could be Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, that would do the trick. But probably like the best of Muddy Waters. I think I'd have to have some old school blues, and that would round it out.
Or some funk, because funk always makes you happy.
But after a while, I would hook up a coconut to the record player and just spin it on there and see what it sounded like. Right.
Do you have an intro song? And if not, what would be like your song to pick to come on stage to?
Oh boy.
Another great question, because I've thought about this many times.
I was thinking about this on the drive down here. We don't have an intro song. We have an
Well,
intro jam though when we start playing.
Yeah, we always start with like a jam where we just organically just come up with like something we've never played before.
But if it was a different song where we're entering the stage,
Right,
and
right.
the fog is coming
Right,
out.
like Stone Cold Steve Austin's intro
Yeah.
music would be fantastic.
Right,
We've
right.
always considered that one with like the glass breaking.
And we come in and we're just like, Stone Cold Stunner,
Degeneration
Pile
X,
Driver.
that was a good one too.
I think that was.
Yeah, it would be like a wrestling theme for sure.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd
good.
be great.
Or Primus has a really good one that they've had forever, where it's like the horns.
The horn.
That's pretty like spooky
We
and
could do
it's
some-
always dark.
Some like Beethoven or
Yeah, like a really. Dun, 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 dun.
that would be cool.
So what's in store for 2018 for you guys?
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Well, we just recorded down in Memphis at Sun Studios, where Elvis.
Birthplace of rock and roll.
So we did an album down there that we're pondering the release of. So that'll
come out
be
sometime.
definitely this year. We just recorded like 3 music videos for the last album, so we just put out one, putting out another 3 or 4.
We're gonna be touring all over the states.
Yeah, we'll probably be playing as many shows as possible, eating as much pizza, drinking as much beer and whiskey.
Where can everyone find your music? The world and people that listen to music.
Well, the best place is to come to the live show.
Of course.
And we have our website, balkunbrothers.com. We're on every sort of possible media that you can find. iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, you name it, we're there, YouTube. But the best place is at the live show. And we're on vinyl now. We've reached a new dimension of red vinyl
Yeah.
this year.
Well, we're gonna be printing on coconuts next year, though.
Nice.
Hopefully big ones, big juicy coconuts.
Yeah, man. We want to get you guys out so we can
Okay.
Right on. Yeah. You're gonna
Thank
warm up
you.
my amp.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're gonna take you